Yeah, and welcome to another video. I'm Brett Papa, and today we're teaching one of my favorite songs of all time. As a matter of fact, if I had like a favorite top 20 of all time, this band would have about 19 3/4 of the spots. They're so good. All right, welcome. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified. Also, check out somewhere, there's gonna be a card that pops up. There is going to be an entirely free course on how to solo and improvise better on the guitar that I promise you will open up the fretboard like no other video. It's called Fretboard Command. It'll be somewhere up there. And then all of these free videos are funded by brettpapa.com down in the description box below. I would suggest the membership. There's over 700 videos, plus you get 25% off all the collaborative courses. So check that out, funds everything. Now, sound-wise in tuning for this tune, E flat, right? So everything's tuned down a half step, and then the low E string is in drop D. So just match up your two D strings. Sorry. Those are the two I was looking for. Ends up sounding terrifying. I call it the doom tuning. It's so good. Okay, so effects. I use the MXR brand stuff. Not paid. I bought all these pedals just so I could do these tutorials. But I have the Phase 95, which is like the phaser. It can do both the script and the old school. I think the Phase 45, maybe? Don't quote me on that. But I think that's for the midsection. The flange pedal, which is the MXR EVH flange, has an Unchained setting on it, a button you press and it literally takes you straight to that. Also gives you those cool like oh, it's like perfect for all that stuff. Okay, so that goes into, if you have a distortion pedal, so it would go like guitar, phaser, flanger, distortion pedal. I have an Echoplex pedal too that's great for this kind of stuff, to mimic the old Echoplex that he used, but I'm not using it in this song. So if you want to get the full authentic thing, those three pedals are freaking great for nailing a lot of that early VH tone. I have a Rockett Archer pedal, and it's just a boost pedal. It's the Jeff Beck modded one for like a little extra top end, but my amp sound is pretty distorted as it is, and that's a BTR 23 divided by 13, and then I just add the Archer on top of it. And gives me that little mid-range and top end. Okay, so that's the whole setup. Song is pretty basic chords. You're gonna have a D chord, B flat, and a C here. And then you're also gonna go up. So these are all chords based off of the A root, right? Now you're gonna go up to the F, and then a C chord up here. Kind of like the E-shaped C chord. Okay, all of these chords are going to have a suspended chord attached to them, except for that last C chord. The first one, 5 and 7. So the 7th fret, you know, you're really just worried about the D, G, and the B in this whole song. But if you want to do the whole power chord, that's totally fine. The first hit maybe the top 2 strings. And then when you do the suspended part, you're gonna put your pinky down right behind the chord. So in this instance, it's on B8, and I would hit those on an upstroke. Okay? Then, you're gonna have 5 mutes to get down to the B flat chord, right? So you got Now again, I'm gonna hit that initial hit on a downstroke, and I'm gonna catch the suspended on an upstroke. This time that note is already on, and then you're gonna pull it off. Okay, so you got. Then a mute on the low E, next chord, which is the C, and do the exact same thing. Another mute to get to the D. and then start over. Okay, so you got 5 mutes, and that gets you up to the F. So you're gonna hit like the D and G, then you're gonna pull off, so maybe the B and the E, and that's gonna be 11 to 10. Go back to the D string, so you got. Now you're gonna do a double stop on the 10th fret D and G, and then go down to the C chord. Okay, so it's. Okay, and then you do 2 mutes, and then on the low E, and then it gets you back into the song. Now it just does the 2 mutes that one time to get back into it, and the next 2 times around, it's like a push into it without those 2 mutes. Let me show you this. So, first time, no effect. When you go into the second round after the 2 mutes, then every time you hit the 5 low, E's to get to the next chord, that's when you add the pedal. So all together you got. Okay, see how I didn't put the 2 mutes right there? That's how you get back into it. Okay, so for the verses, super freaking cool. Okay, so in the beginning, hold on a second. That was bugging the heck out of me. Okay, so go between the A string, D note, and C note. So you start on the C, and you want to get that note a little love, right? So make sure to download this isolated guitar track. It's freaking ridiculous. As a matter of fact, download all the VH isolated guitar tracks. If you were already a fan, you're gonna be like, my God, he's 10 times better than I ever thought he was at both rhythm and lead. You're just gonna be like, what the beep, 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 because it's that good. Okay, so you'll hear that he adds like some serious swagger to these notes, right? And also like a pinch harmonic. If you can't do pinch harmonics, you basically want to get your thumb skin and the pick to hit the string at the same time. I would suggest if you got a Strat, like right behind that middle pickup. Okay, so you're gonna hit the C, love, D, mute on the low E, back to the C. So you got, and then 2 low mutes. Okay? Now that gets you into what would essentially be the B flat and the C chord, but you're only gonna play the back sides of those chords. So you slide up 3 to 5. Okay, and then, so 3 to 5 on the A, then you go 3rd fret, D and G. Next one, put the 3rd finger on the A string again, slide 5 to 7, but quick, and then do the reverse order. Okay, and that's gonna be G to D this time. So the first time it's D to G, second time it's G to D. And then, okay, so all together. Same thing. Now you're gonna slide up to that F position. Okay, so 2 on the 10th fret D, 1, slide in, 1, 2 on the B, Okay, and then back to the D. Now you go back to the B8, G9. So you got, okay, so you get all together. Now do that same thing again, but this time you do the exact same thing on the whole step up. You go D to G. Okay, now I do it with my second finger here so I can get a little vibrato in there. You can try your first finger though. To me, it's just a little easier to, I don't know. So totally up to you. That's your call, all right? So, back to. Now, right before you go into the next part, you actually go down that whole triad. So it's 8, 9, 10. Get into it the same way. And then you slide on that D down into the next part. Next part's pretty interesting. Super cool. Didn't notice the harmonics until I heard it by itself. I was like, man, it just gets deeper and deeper. Okay, so this part is going to be a whole step apart. You're going to be on the D string and the G string, okay? So, two mutes. Okay, so you got 5th fret harmonic on the D string. Then 1, then hit the chord, right? So you got. Then you're gonna go and you're gonna hit the A and the E strings and make a chord. So you got. And then. Okay. This part's tricky. So you got. And then. Okay, so that goes from the 3rd fret to the 7th fret. Again, slowly. It's hard to do this slow. Okay, so let me play it twice slowly. Here we go. Okay, again. Okay, so one more time. Here we go. Then back into the chorus. Oops, sorry. Let's try that again. Okay, so in the choruses, it does do the double mute to get back into the D chord. Next time through the verse, it's the exact same thing with the addition of one part. Now, remember how you went D to G on the first time through? This time, it's the same as the B flat. Okay, so that's G to D this time. Other than that, the whole other parts, all the other parts, even through the, all the same, right? Back into the chorus. Oops, sorry, 2 mutes. Okay, so I'm gonna preface this next part, and you're gonna be like, well, dude, you got that guitar. Why didn't you use it the whole time? And this is the part I'm gonna preface. Is that right, preface? It's been a long day. Okay, so a couple of my buddies have these EVH guitars. Sick, amazing. You can do dive bombs from now until the cows come home. They stay in tune perfectly. For some reason, this particular one, could be the strings, could be this. I think I need to tighten the actual backside of the nut. It doesn't stay in tune that great when I do dive bombs. So, it does have a bar, so I can show you the next part. All right, got that? G string. You like that hum? Is that just completely annoying? G string, 5th fret harmonic, and then G string, 4th fret harmonic. Okay, so after that, right, do some dives. He does not do this live, okay? I've watched like 50 clips. He does something different all the time. On the album, it's tapped. I don't know why he doesn't do it live. It's a pretty big shift from the lick he does to get all the way up here as quick as he does on the album. Maybe it was a punch, I don't know. It's tapped on the album. Live, it's not. So, the tapped version on the album. You're gonna tap on the 8th fret, pull off to the 3rd fret, and then hammer on the 6th. Do that again. So it's 2 of those. Now tap and pull off to the 6th fret. And then do it again, and then pull off. So you got. Okay, now once you pull off, 6, 3, hammer onto the G with your ring finger, 5th fret. Okay, so all together you got. Okay, then you're gonna tweak the 3rd fret and the 5th fret G. Pinch harmonic. Okay, this is the part that happens really quick. Okay, and this is why I don't think he taps live, because you got to get all the way up, an octave up to the 15th and the 18th frets. Okay, so you have that. This part's so cool. Okay, so you go up to 15, pull off 18. So you go 15 and then pull off 3 times. And then kind of choke off the note. Now this part, it's like a reverse bend, a half step bend, and then back up. There's so much freaking swagger and feel in this. It's just amazing. Okay, so, and then you go 17, 18, 19. Okay, so. Okay, now you do a half step. So that's gonna be 19 to 17, G19, B17, G17. And you gotta give that note a little love, but it happens really quick, right? So you got. Okay, now you're gonna slide back in on the G up to the 18th fret, jump down to the 17th fret, and then hit 20B. So you got. Now hit 20 again, and you're gonna bend it twice. All right, so you got. Now this is that. Super killer lick, right? So you got. Then you go 17 on the B, 19 on the E, 20 on the B, 17 on the E. Okay, so you got 17, 19, 20, 17, 20, 19, 20, 19. Okay, so. Solo. Back into the chorus part, just how you would normally play the chorus, and then it does this cool like bridge part. And this is where this tutorial gets you through the gig. So I'm claiming this, A, because we're talking about the greatest guitar player ever. So getting all the notes perfect, gonna get you close, and getting like the feel just perfect, I'm gonna get you as close as I can, hence the get you through the gig part. All that is a disclaimer for this next part coming up. Okay, so you go into an A chord. Kick on your phaser if you got it. And then roll down the volume knob on your guitar. So A, roll down the volume. Open A, and that gets you to this D suspended chord you're gonna pluck a couple times. And then, right, so you got. Back to open A. Now you're gonna go to the, while that note is still ringing, keep that note ringing the whole time. You're gonna go to D, 2nd fret, open G. Okay, I think you pluck it 6 times, don't quote me on that. And then full A chord. Now, hopefully that A string was still ringing and you go up to the A harmonic on the 12th fret and then the 12th on the G. Okay, so the next part after you hit the harmonic, super freaking cool. God. Okay, so you're gonna hit 12th fret, A, 12th fret, G, right over the bar, and then you're gonna pluck while those are still ringing. Now obviously you're gonna mute out this G, but the A harmonic is still ringing. Okay, so you got. I hit that E on accident. It happens, right? Okay, so we got. This next part, I am kind of blanking. And this is the 95% rule. Get you through the gig. He doesn't do this live. Anyways, he does it like 100 different ways. But this next part is the only like real iffy part on this whole song that I'm at. So after you do that. I think it's a tap harmonic here on the D, right? So it's the G and the B strings. And then see how you're in the third dot? If you go up to the third dot here and then you tap right above that wire. Okay, so very lightly. This is something he does all the time. It's super delicate. The other taps, you're kind of, you're hitting it, you're digging in. This is like just barely trying to touch it. Not like a smack, just like a little kiss right on the fret, right? Now this next part, I don't know what's going on. I think it's back to that D string, 2nd fret, open G. I think he's, and then I think is what's going on. So nobody will know. The only dude that'll know would be the dude in the back of the bar that's like, you suck. You missed that note. That's not a tap there. Fresh out of his mom's basement. Okay, so anyways, that's just, that's the only part. Everything else from here on out, I got you. 110%. Okay, so that gets you into this like climb, which you're gonna notice happens, it like ramps up in tempo if you listen to the isolated guitar track. Freaking amazing. I think it does it 11 times. Kind of odd. Dun, 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 boom, and then into the song, right? Back and now this next part is so good. Check it out. You got oh, God, and that's slowed down. That's not even as fast as it goes. Now, unless you hear it on the isolated track, sometimes it's kind of hard to hear, but he kicks on an octave pedal. It's a lower octave that's on everything, right? So it sounds extra enormous. But I think it's like one of those old school Boss, like Brown lower octave pedals. Slash uses one too, right? So check this out. Octaves, A string, G string, whole step apart. That's all you hit. You mute out everything else. You want to be able to hit every string, and all you get is these two. Okay, so we're going to slide from C to D. Okay, that's the first part. And then, right? One more time. And then, okay, so that's 10 to 8. Hit, slide to 7, slide to 5, right? So you got next part, D minor pentatonic mixing major. The licks are so freaking good, it's ridiculous. So slide in on the 11th fret on the G. Okay, then you go B10, B13. And then bend up. Okay, one more time. Down, pull off, back to 13, and then bend back up. All right, so you got. Now after that, you go down to E10, back to B13, and then bend back up. So all together. Down, pull off to 10. This is where the tap starts. So once you do that bend, now you're essentially at the 10th fret. Now you tap at the 15th, pull off to 10, hammer to 13. 17, pull off to 10, hammer to 13. Back to 15, pull off to 10, hammer to 13. Back to 17. Now this last time, 15, 13, 10, and then 12G, 12 or 10B, 12G, pull off, 10. Okay, so you got. Okay. Now the next part is a sick lick. So you got. All right. So slide in on D12, G10, D10, D12. Okay, so mute. 12. Now go down to G and B. God, this gets confusing. 10th fret, double stop. Okay, now from there, you're gonna go 12th fret D, 12th fret A. All right, so. Back down to G and B twice. Then you're gonna hit it one more time and slide from 10 to 9 on the G and then tug like a half step. And pull off. So you got. Okay, next time, come in on the G 3 times. 9th fret. Back up to the 13th fret B, bend, come back down. So, all together. Oh, one more time. Okay, this next lick is so good. Okay, so awesome. Bend up, 13th fret E, whole step, half step, pitch. Then you go 12, 11, 10. Then to B, 13, and then bend. Okay, so you got. And then pull off to 10, okay, on the B. So. Now this next part is so freaking awesome, and it's these like little half step bends. So it's 12 half step, then 10th fret, B, 13th fret, G, 12th fret, half step, and then back to 10th fret, B. So you got, it's almost like Beck or Clapton. Okay, then you're gonna go back to G13, 12, 10. So you got. Now you're gonna go D12, G12, D12. And then you're gonna go back to G and do a minor to major third hammer. Okay, so you got. Okay. Nope, sorry, wrong time. Now the next part is going to be a quick little like kind of ghost hit on the 10th fret A, and then hammer to the 12th fret A. And then you're gonna pull off 12, 11 to 10. And then slide down to 9. Hammer to 10, slide to 12. Okay, so you got. One more time. 9, 7, 5, 3. Okay. Low E, 7, 3, dive into mud. It's like a spoon hitting mashed potatoes. Just pow. Again, the bar, it would come into some other note. If I dive bomb that low, it'd be like A flat on the rebound. But that basically is the whole last part. So here we go. Again, one of the greatest songs ever. I'm gonna teach a bunch more from Van Halen. If you got song requests, click the link. If there's not a link to click, comment section below. Let me know what you want to hear. It doesn't have to be this band. It could be any band, right? Any band you want. Now, obviously, if you pick a song with like a 35-minute guitar solo, I might not get to it for like 4 years. But all reasonable requests, comment section down below. Don't forget all of this and all of these free videos, all the interviews you see, everything you see on this channel is supported by brettpapa.com down there. I would suggest the membership. There's over 700 videos strong, plus you get 25% off any collaboration courses I do with anybody, and there's starting to be a bunch down there. So make sure you check out brettpapa.com. There's a whole bunch of stuff, rock, blues, the whole 9 yards. It's not just me. There's a few teachers on there. This year's gonna be freaking off the chain. People already signed up. It's gonna be amazing. Plus you get access, free access, early access to all the courses that I make as I make them in the membership. So they, you know, like the Hendrix course. I got a Hendrix course that's most of the way done. That's in there. Mixing major and minor pentatonic course, that's on its way to being done in there. So anyways, that funds everything. Click over here, you're new. Subscribe, click the bell, ding. That'll notify you when all the newest videos come out. I'm trying to post at least 2 to 3 times a week, plus a live stream. You guys are absolutely awesome, amazing. Just big hug. Thank you for the continued support. Catch you next time.